Wow. Wow. Good morning.
Good morning. I need chocolate. I'm in a
Good
place where I need
morning.
chocolate.
Good
Okay.
morning. Welcome to Wake Up Fresh with Chocolate, Olivia, and Jenny. It is Friday morning,
Did
January
your
9th.
human design say you were supposed to be in charge of intros? Because I don't think it said that.
So I got sidelined this morning. I have about 4 million things to do. I have 100 podcasts to edit. And for those of you that don't know, I also do freelance PR. And two of our clients have books coming out, one next week. So I'm deep in that, which I love. And then I got sidelined because our friend Emily K. May threaded something about divorce that somebody had said on Fox News.
Jesse
And when
Waters.
Jesse Waters, well, yeah, we know how we feel about him. You can go back and listen to some of our old episodes. I got a little sidelined standing at the top of our stairs, just writing in my notes app about divorce, and then didn't even get to do what I was going to spend an hour recording solo episodes this morning and didn't get a chance to do anything. So
Oh, that's why you said it. I didn't record yet. And I was like, I
I
don't know
was
what
going
you're
to
talking
record.
about.
I have to record Wake Up Fresh episode 17 and beyond, and then
Oh, got it.
JKLM I have to do for Divorce 101.
Oh, JKLM. I was like, what?
JKLM. So
Something you might not know about Olivia and I is that there is a very distinct wall between what we do, the two of us. So, I kind of have no idea what goes on in the podcast world. When she tells me to show up for a podcast, I literally say, send me the link.
yeah, she has no idea where we are. We're down by the
No,
riverside.
well, also, we gave up our Bitly, so I don't have the Bitly links
Oh.
anymore. So that's part of it. We no longer pay for Bitly because we weren't using it enough. So I have no idea. So you're like, I have to record. I'm like, sounds good, buddy. And then if I'm say something like, I have to, figure out what's happening with Divorce Guide magazine this month, you're like, sounds good, buddy.
I have
Like,
no
we
idea.
have no idea.
I want to make it very clear. I had zero to do with Divorce Guide magazine. Jenny is the
Except
editor in
for
chief.
bothering me about having a magazine for a while.
Well, I was like, yeah, let's get a magazine, and then she does everything. I mean, I think this is evidenced in the fact that what was it, in December? You were like, hey, so you're doing a 30-day podcast episode thing? I was like 27 days into it or something.
Maybe I didn't see it online. I see it in the email. It's like,
Right.
Riverside is ready for 30 days of podcasting. I was like, are you doing a 30-day podcasting thing? You're like, yeah, I'm 25 days in. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I have not recorded, and my day looks like I have 3 divorce consults. I do have co-working, and this is why we built co-working into our membership.
Sorry,
because I need it.
That's
I
the
need
bank. I'm closing a bank account right
Okay,
now
that
for
was a
us.
notification for a bank. This is unedited, real life. And so I am going to record after this because I did get the writing out of my system. My writing got out, and I was writing late last night too. Again, thinking about the relationship between postpartum abuse and postpartum depression and rage. I have a lot of feelings about that. A lot of rage about postpartum rage. And so I was writing about that. I've been trying to, I don't know. I think just something happened when I turned 40. It was like all the writing. It was like, we're not going to sit here anymore. We have to come out of your system. Although I'm almost 41, which is really scary. Anyway,
I'm chewing away from the microphone.
thank you for chewing away from the microphone.
You're welcome. I need
You would
chocolate.
hate that more than anybody. So
yeah, I would.
Well, while
I
you're
worked with Madison Rose of Better Half to Whole.
Yeah.
On the somatics of being misunderstood. And I feel a difference. Like, I definitely feel a difference. And I think that you can see that I feel a difference.
I do. Yeah. And I think that, like, because we do such different things at the company, it helps. Like, there are things that you do that I have, again, just have no idea what you do.
Well, I think, like, our general interests and also, like, some of our, like, superpowers, capabilities, like, things like that, hyper focuses, special interests, all of that, are in different areas. And I think that's why we never really were competitive as kids, because we just, like, had sort of different things that we were good at. And we had a lot of overlap too. We're both writers and things like that. But we just
very different. Also,
we felt like we could shine in our own areas. And for example, did you even know that we still had a bank account with 4Leaf?
Yeah, I did know that. But yeah. But even like our art styles are different. Our mediums are always different. You're a poet. I don't consider myself a poet, even though I write short form. I would never consider myself a poet. No, and that's just whatever. We have very different things. I was going to say something and then I forgot what I was going to say.
I was going to tell you what I was going to do today.
Nah, I don't want to hear it. No, I'm just kidding. Go
See,
ahead.
we're different. I'm a nice person and she's not.
The
I
world thinks
ended up
otherwise.
I'm
Maybe.
talking to Jen at
Hi, Jen.
noon, Eastern. Hi, Jen. I'm freaking out about it. I don't know why. It's about 1099s. It's like the most boring conversation ever. I just have money stuff panics me all the time.
I mean,
But
yeah.
I did go in and she was like, "Did you reconcile your accounts?" And I was like, "No." And it took me about 20 minutes to reconcile our bank
Good
accounts
job.
because I had done it through September. And then I was like, you know what? Let me go pay our franchise tax. I don't know if you guys know this, but if you're incorporated in Delaware, you have to pay a franchise tax. So I did that. So that's done for the year, which is awesome. And then I was like, let me try closing this bank account. And of course, now it's not easy because nothing is easy. I might just send you into the bank, to be honest with you,
You know what?
Olivia.
I have to go deposit a check anyway, so it's
At
fine.
that bank?
Or at any, yeah, I have an account there still, so yeah.
I know. I think it might be easier just to have you there and have them give you the money. The problem is that they still have us on files in LLC. So we have to, that's the problem.
Or we could wait till May when you come to visit. I saved my thing. Oh, this is what I was gonna say.
Yes, Olivia
That
saves
you
all of her hard life things until I'm
that you are better at a lot of things than I am because we're very well, don't shake your head. It's true. And I was gonna say one thing you're really better at is raising my kids. So
not better
I'm
at things.
kidding.
Oh, sorry.
Another notification. Okay, so
Okay,
let's
I was gonna say not better at things. I think I
mhm.
have a lot less anxiety about things.
But your brain just works differently than mine. It really does. All the systems you build, that is just not the way my brain works.
those things for sure. But like
Yeah.
things like the passports, you could have done that. It's just it encompasses a lot, like
Well,
emotional stuff.
it takes me about 15 times longer to do things than you often. But then things like podcast editing, and writing and like the writing that I do.
I
And
don't
so,
think it does take 15 times longer. I disagree with you.
well,
I've never seen you actually try to do some. I think that it's weaponized incompetence, frankly. I think that you I think that I've never seen you try to do something that I can also do that takes you longer. I think it's just like for you thinking about getting your kids' passports done carries a lot of weight. For me, it carries a lot of
right.
weight in a good way,
But
right?
I can't, I'm like, yeah.
Oh, I
There's,
do have a thing about forms. I like forms.
but also building things. Like you're just
Well,
naturally
yeah,
better.
that's a whole nobody's brain works like mine when it comes to that. I mean,
Wyatt,
it
maybe, but yeah.
why, yeah. I mean, obviously there are people like, people who love Zapier too. But yes, my brain works. I I'm very good at understanding the steps for things. And there's a science brain that should have gone to college.
You did go to college, just for the audience.
The science brain didn't.
Yeah.
The religious studies brain did.
So we have so many things happening right now. And yesterday I was on a podcast with our lovely Allison McFadden, who's one of our experts.
Mhm.
We love her. And she said to me, she goes, I don't know how you guys do it. She was like, you put out so much stuff and it's all such high quality. And I was like,
Oh,
thank
well,
you.
that's
So
nice.
we have some new things this month that we're
Mhm.
really excited about. So
Mhm.
I'm going to let you talk about the magazine, but I'll jump into Divorce 101, which was a brainchild of mine, and I'm so happy about it. And I think that sometimes when you build businesses, like there needs to be like projects that fill like a creativity bucket that you don't really care if they succeed or not, right? Like it's just
Yeah,
kind of for you. And that's what
I think
Divorce
that's
101
accurate.
is. And so
It is succeeding. It's doing very well.
well, we're gonna get there, but it's it's doing very well. But I had this idea for a long time, right? So I'm gonna actually go back. One of my dreams,
This,
and
by
obviously,
the way, this is one of those projects of Olivia and I wanting to have our own NPR show.
right?
We don't care if you
This
listen to
is
this.
fresh story.
We're just
We,
so happy to be together in
mm, we don't care
cream-colored
if you listen.
sweaters,
Yeah.
chit-chatting together.
So I'm a big Muppet fan. Always love Sesame Street, and one of the things have wanted to do for a long time was really break down divorce education into a very accessible way. And so I said to Jenny a couple months ago, I was like, can you design some graphics? Like it's like if divorce education meets Schoolhouse Rock. And she designed these beautiful graphics that literally look like Schoolhouse Rock. And I took some time writing I would say like a curriculum, which goes along with, we are also working on our divorce dictionary and all this other stuff. And so it is Divorce 101. is a sub podcast, but also its own podcast of Divorce Happens, mostly because I wanted to be able to send it easily to people and and quite
Right.
frankly, want to submit it to award shows. And
Ooh.
so it is what you would think it is. It is a daily, or it's a 30 or 26 episode show that goes
How
through.
many letters are there in the alphabet? There's no way
By
to
the way,
know.
it takes me every day. I'm like ABCD. But it takes you through the alphabet, and it is Sesame Street style. It is easy. It is something that a 5-year-old can understand, and every letter has a divorce term, and there's a number of the day. And so today, the episode is up for A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I. um, and it's been so fun. It's just solo episodes. They're 3 to 5 minutes long. And I'm just thrilled about it. My next dream is to have a little animated series that goes along with it, but that's nothing that I do at all. So if you are curious, you can find Divorce 101. The podcast is just called Divorce 101. It's the only one called Divorce 101. And then it's also on Divorce Happens. And today it's the top podcast in America, which we're really
That's
excited.
amazing. Should be
Both
very proud
Divorce
of that.
Happens and Divorce 101 are top podcasts today.
Can I tell you a story about alphabetizing now that's not related to this?
Yeah, then you can go into your segue to the magazine.
So I used to work in large corporate events. Olivia knows this. I just assume that not the whole audience does. I worked for a company that did a lot of different things. We did activations, we did websites, and then we started doing badging. And this is something that I think most people go to events. You don't really think about where the badges come from. The badges come from companies like we did, like we were. And it was Social Media Week, New York, 2015. That's how long ago it was. Jesus Christ. And the badges had RFID chips in them. It was like one of the first applications of this. And we had to associate each badge with the person after they were printed because it wasn't a good system. And it wasn't on top of that a good system. We went to a guy that was like a printer, but he wasn't a badge printer. I don't know where the files came from. Later, I ended up working at this at a higher level. We got badge printers and it was wonderful. And it was a very easy process. This was horrible. So we got all the badges, 5,000 badges that were punched out of cardboard with an RFID chip in them. And we had to alphabetize them. 5,000 badges. We brought in a team of all these people and we had to alphabetize them and then scan them with an RFID reader and associate them with the person. So I'd have to, if it was yours, I'd have to go find Olivia Howell in the app. We built an app that would connect it. So you have two problems. One is you have to alphabetize all of them. And two is you have a room full of 5,000 RFID enabled badges and you have to make sure you're picking up on the right badge. So we were building these like tents of tinfoil to like make sure that you're only picking up on the badge. And some of we just had to like get people to come help us. And so we had this like PA and he could not figure out alphabetization for the life of him. And we kept being like, Brandon, like, what is going on? He was like, I'm not an alphabet doctor. And sometimes I feel like that. Like, I'm not an alphabet doctor. And who is? Who amongst us is? So anyway, that's my story about alphabetization. Alphabetization.
Well, and then, by the way, just to finish I'm going to steal it again. The funniest thing about recording solo episodes, especially when you're dealing with legal terms, is you find that it's really hard to say the same thing over and over again. It took me so long to record the episode for because I is for irreconcilable differences. Irreconcilable is really hard to say over and over again. Okay, so tell us about Divorce Guide magazine, which was...
So like a year ago, you started, I would say, pestering me about starting a publication. And we created a fresh start to the day, right? Which was your first sort of shot at a publication.
Well, that was a long time. That was a while ago.
Almost 2 years ago. Well,
but we had Divorce
you started a fresh start to the day, and then you started bothering me about a publication. And I said, you have an email that you send out every morning. Don't you think that's pretty close to a publication? And then, part of what Olivia and I talk about a lot is recognizing when things work, when they don't work, when they stop working. And fresh start to the day wasn't working anymore. It wasn't fun. It wasn't, we have our three things. Is it fun? Is it value aligned? And is it working? And it wasn't working and it wasn't fun. It was value aligned, but it wasn't working. It wasn't fun. So we stopped doing that. Olivia stopped doing that. I had nothing to do with that. And And then we started talking about what it would look like to have like an online magazine. And it went from like, oh, well, we'll just like have our experts write some features and we'll take blog posts and we'll just like throw them on a website with summary blocks on Squarespace. And then it was like, well, can we do a physical PDF version, a laid out version? I was like, that's a lot of work. And then I don't know why. I just sort of sat down and started playing with it. Because on top of everything else that I do, I really like things to look right. I started playing with it. And it turned into this beautiful magazine. And I think the disturbing thing for us was we started looking up divorce magazines, and there was no
Mhm.
national voice of divorce in America publication,
Mhm.
like none. So now there is one. It's called Divorce Guide Magazine. You can go to divorceguidemagazine.com and see our inaugural issue. Inaugural issue is another hard phrase to
Mhm.
say.
Mhm.
This is unrelated. Have you seen the the Instagrammers that do the nepo babies, or they do like the nepo babies like voice warm ups? Oh my
No.
god, I have to send it to you. They'll do like Wyatt Russell, Kate Hudson, like, and they like do
Oh,
like these
wow, that's
dances with
funny.
them. They're
Oh,
really funny. Um, and they're all nepo babies for some reason, but they like it's amazing.
that's funny.
Um, anyway, so you can see
Mhm.
divorceguidemagazine.com for our inaugural issue. There's a ton of great articles in there. I'm
Mhm.
already putting together February. Probably going to spend next week laying out February.
Mhm.
And it's amazing. Our experts are so excited about it. I think there's something really disturbing to Olivia and I when we are like, nobody's talking about this. Divorce is not a niche issue. And it's not a whatever that idiot said of like, a messy and out of control
Chaotic,
lifestyle,
yeah.
chaotic lifestyle.
Yeah, and just to go back to the magazine for a second.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, is this
It
an
this is
episode we can't post?
No, we're posting it. We didn't say anything. If you are interested in becoming a contributor and you are an expert in the
Yes.
divorce field,
Focus. Focus.
you need to join us over at Fresh Starts as an expert because that is how you are going to get the magazine.
Mhm.
Or you can buy a sponsored post. So
Well,
um,
not a sponsor post. You can advertise with us is
that's
what
what I
it's
meant.
called in the
See, I don't know.
publication world.
I'm a social media
You
person.
can
You can
advertise with
swipe up.
us.
No, I'm just
We offer we offer well, the funny thing is we did get we got 25 physical copies,
yeah.
really for posterity's sake. And I'm so bummed every time because there's a lot of buttons in it. I'm like, oh, they don't work. Yes, we offer quarter, half, full page, and 2 and 4 page spreads if you're interested in advertising, but for some reason don't want to be an expert. Um, if you are an expert and you're interested in advertising, I don't know why you would buy a 2 or 4 page spread. Just submit your article. But if you want to advertise quarter, half, or full page, there's a 30% discount on that for experts. So that's
Yes.
pretty cool.
Yes. 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 So let's end today by do we have anything else? Well, we have a lot of
I think
events.
that I'd like to get this is something I would like to say is that
Okay.
Olivia and I recognize that all people deserve dignity. And when you are going through one of the hardest transitions that people do, right, on the scale, I can't remember what the scale is called, but it's this divorce is the second hardest thing that you go through, and separation is the third. These are after the loss of a spouse, the most stressful things. You don't need to. There's so many forces out there that for some reason want to make that remove dignity and remove the humanity from that. And one of the big things for us is that you deserve support, dignity, grace, love. I don't know why people are getting it so wrong. All people deserve are worthy of dignity and being
But
treated like a
some people
human.
don't believe that. So,
And that's hard for me. That's really hard for me.
me
I've been
too.
thinking a lot about that. I've been thinking about how divorce is inherently political. So,
It is political, and I've been thinking a lot there. I don't want to get into it because it's a whole other issue. But no, there's a story in Massachusetts that is happened in the past about a woman who killed her children because they were blaming it on postpartum issues.
mm,
I don't know the full story. What I do know is that we need to really take a much closer look at what's happening behind
in the
closed doors in
houses. Yeah.
people's houses.
Yeah.
And this
Mhm.
is I talked about this last night on social media. I had talked to a woman this week who I chat with her on Instagram and a lot of women will say to me like, "Oh, I'm gonna book a call with you," or I'm gonna read the free ebooks.
Mhm.
And then often on Monday mornings, I get a message from somebody and they'll say, "I really need to talk to you. It escalated over the weekend. It
Yeah.
escalated."
Yeah.
Because I don't think that we talk enough about, well, my theory, and I know you agree with me on this, is that like there is a prevalence of emotional abuse in more homes than we can even imagine.
People don't even understand that it's
People
happening
don't
to
even
them.
understand, and often that does escalate to physical abuse.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think that
and
the
there's a lot of
problem, you know,
like, can lead
well,
to
resentment is
right, resentment can lead to and contempt can lead to a lot of things, and so what ends up happening is that I don't think people realize and again, this could be any relationship, right? It can be a boss, it can be a parent, how quickly, like, emotional, verbal abuse can go to, like, physical, and
so
physical abuse can be, like, blocking the door so you can't get out, which I
mhm,
had, right? Like
keeping you awake.
right,
Like, yeah,
right, they
I
don't touch you, but it's still physical
mhm.
abuse.
I saw a Reddit post the other day, just last night. I was up, I couldn't sleep. When I can't sleep, I read our relationship advice. And somebody said, "I've been with my boyfriend for 8 years, and he's always been fine to me." And I was but last night I made a joke about him playing video games every night. And she said, wasn't accurate. I know that. I apologized. I said, "Yeah, it's like 3 to 4 nights, by the way. It's the majority of the week and you play video
Mhm.
games and you're not helping around the house."
Yeah.
Helping. You're not participating in your home.
Right,
And
community
he
member.
drove home erratic and
Mhm.
screaming at her. She said,
Mhm.
"He's never yelled at me like this before." And people in the comments said, "I wish I had left the first time he drove erratic and yelled at me."
Mhm.
You know, it escalated from there. I think that people don't realize, I think that I don't truly believe that that was the first time he'd ever displayed
Yeah.
behavior like that, but I believe that that was the first time she was able to see it. I think that so often, um, we shame people so much. I think there's this big gap between, "Well, you're not gonna break up with him for that," to, "Why didn't you leave?"
Right,
It's like,
100%.
wait,
Yeah.
and this is what I was posting about today on Threads, which is, it doesn't matter if it's common. If you don't like it, you don't have to like it. You don't have
Yeah.
to stand for it. And I think that I've been thinking about this a lot, about how, like, I don't think there's any bad reason to leave a relationship, because if it's a good enough reason for you, one, maybe it's not a good reason for anybody else, and you need therapy. You need to go talk to somebody.
Mhm.
Two, it's a good enough reason for you. That person might deserve better, even if it's a ridiculous reason. Somebody in that relationship deserves better if you're willing to leave a relationship over it, whether it's both of you or the
Mhm.
other person or you. Like, and so I just think that we shame people so much for saying, "Well, you're going to really leave a relationship because he plays video games," and then we say, "Well, my husband does the dishes because I didn't date a loser, or I didn't marry a
Mhm.
loser."
Mhm.
There's so much shame that's involved. And I think if we can just talk about what's going on and talk to people without shame and talk to people as if they are people that deserve dignity as they are, then we can undo a lot of bad behavior and bad
Well, I think
feelings.
that the tricky part, and I'm gonna be very honest in this scenario, is that, when you are raised in a ecosystem in the household with low level contempt and emotional abuse, right? You don't realize that there's another way when you
Sure.
get into a relationship. And so I don't even know if I've ever said this out loud to you, but I really remember my early 20s thinking like, and this wasn't in one relationship or another. This was more of just like a thought of like, well, we're always told like if a guy hits you, like you should leave. And I kind of knew in my gut that like I was going to give the guy another chance. Like I always
Interesting.
knew. Like I always was like, well, well, one time is one time, right? Now,
Wow.
obviously, yeah. Now, like as a almost 41-year-old, having gone through a lot of abuse and
Yeah.
healing,
I'm
there's
I'm surprised by that.
yeah, and I was thinking about that last night because I don't think I understood abuse. Right? We don't understand what abuse is. Right? It's a
Mm-mm.
power control. It's a control thing. It's power. It's sadistic. Right? It's a lot of things, and so I genuinely very much believed when I was younger that, you know, if they claim that they're not gonna do it again,
Right.
right,
Right.
then you should
Yeah.
trust them.
Right.
That's just not how it works, and
Well, I also think that a lot of us haven't seen mirrored for us.
right.
I'm talking to cishet relationships here, okay? Because that's the ones that I'm in, the ones that you're in. Men really liking women. And I think that some of us get to. I saw a video today of a dad just like, I mean, our stepdad adores our mom, right? So we got to see that. I saw a video today of a dad just like watching his wife dance. It was the cutest thing. But I think that it can be hard. I always thought that whatever man I was with would of course prefer to be with his friends.
Right.
I just assumed that was the default. That of course I was always going to be a plan B to his friends. Yeah. And so when you go into relationships thinking that of course they don't want to hang out with you. Of course they don't want to be with you. They're always going to be a little grumpy when they're with you because they'd rather be with their friends or alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then a lot of behavior can get written off because like, well, I have to compete. And I'm here to tell you that that's not the case. My husband loves being with me. He really enjoys hanging out with me and talking to me.
It's true.
Yeah. He likes me so much. It's crazy. And I say that because I want people to know, like, being treated like you're annoying is not love.
It's not.
Contempt is not love. Joking contempt is not love. Veiled contempt is not love. I wrote this today and I haven't posted it yet, but like, healthy relationships don't involve tiptoeing on eggshells.
No.
No.
Couple things. Number one, I'd just like to say, Jenny, the website looks so beautiful. I was just on it to
thank you.
Get events. I just want to shout out, we have next week on Thursday, January 15th, 2:00, Heather and Doug Bonaparte are coming to talk about their book, Money Together, which if you've never talked to Doug or Heather or seen them on social media, they're a hoot and a holler, and it's going to be a really fun, I did just say hoot and holler. It's going to be a really fun convo. And it's free, obviously. And then Friday, January 23rd, we have a Nervous System 101 event, right? That's for
Madison.
With Madison.
It's for everybody, yeah.
Great.
She did the other one that was for the expo.
Oh,
Trust me, I went down this path for myself the other day. I was like, did I accidentally share that with
I have to make sure to share this. So Friday, January 23rd,
an email's going out next week.
Okay, perfect. And it's about nervous system stuff and somatic exercises, and it is free. So please join us for that. You can go to Fresh Starts and sign up there. Yep. I'm just looking at our
FreshStartsRegistry.com/events.
That's correct. And then we have we have Madison's event right in March also.
Too. Yep.
Oh, so we're gonna have 3 events in March now.
Woohoo!
Yep. A lot of events. Okay.
They already have 13 people signed up for Nervous System 101.
Oh, great. We have a lot of things. We are committed to doing about at least 2 free events a month for 2026. So please make sure to check FreshStartsRegistry.com/events. What do they say? Backsplash.
I don't know. /events. Backsplash. I just made it /events today. I was like, why am I making everything so difficult for myself?
Yeah, that's great. That's so funny because I just want to go look. Let's close today with something that we're loving lately, and I'm gonna share something that I love first.
Okay, let's hear it.
A new Dollar Tree opened up here, very close by, and it's been like really wonderful. And they had these mugs. Look how cute this is. It was like $1.25. And it's like cute. Heavy. It's like a real
you like a heavy mug.
I do like a heavy mug. So thank you, Dollar Tree. It is a white mug with like a black and design on it, and it's very nice. And I also just want to shout out the Unreal Dark Chocolate Peanut Butter Cups that have been getting me through. They're so yummy.
Yeah, they're so good. What am I loving right now? I spent Christmas making a new quilt, a new quilted duvet cover for Thomas and I. I love our bed, which is the first time in my life that I've ever loved a bed. We got a Super King bed in December, and I needed a new duvet, and I sewed 3 comforters together to make the right duvet for us with 2 different weights. And it makes me so happy to see on the bed every day when I make it, when I walk into the bedroom. And I love getting under the covers. I just love getting under the covers at night. It makes me so happy. So
I love that for you.
I know. It's like nice and heavy, and it's a beautiful dark quilted duvet cover, and it just makes me happy. I'm very sensitive to the way things look. So
I'm just looking at our social media. If you don't follow us on Fresh Starts Registry or Olivia Howell or Genevieve Dreizen, go do so. But I did post a post today that I was waiting until the end of the week to share. And it's a question I got from somebody that says, "Hey, Olivia, how do I prepare for divorce quietly, safely, and without blowing up my life?" And
Ooh.
it goes through, it's about 14 slides, and it's really things you may not think about. So I would say go save that post and share that post if you need the support. And of course, yes.
I don't remember what I was gonna say.
Oh,
I had a thought, but then it was gone. Oh, I was gonna say Dad still hasn't followed me on social media. Dad hasn't followed me on Instagram.
hey, Dad, what's going on?
Our
Hey,
father just got
Harry,
Instagram, and he followed Olivia,
are you
and he
sure he
hasn't
doesn't
followed
follow
me.
you?
And I know it's Olivia, I've got 1,600 followers. I notice everybody that comes through. I know it must be difficult for him because my name is exactly the name he gave me, Genevieve Dreizen.
It's because I have more followers than you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I'm the cool follower. Follow. Um, if you need us, you can always email us, Jenny@freshstartsregistry.com, Olivia@freshstartsregistry.com, hi@freshstartsregistry.com. You can send us a DM. I'm going to ask that you DM me on Instagram because my threads does not show me my messages half the time. So please don't do that. And of course, you can email us anytime, day or night. We will help you, connect you, get you the support that you need.
Mhm.
We will be back next Friday with updates, things, discussions, rants, raves, chocolate. Oh, we started and ended it with chocolate today. That's lovely.
I know I still have half my piece of chocolate here too. I wasn't sold on it at first, but I like it. It's called Moo Free because I'm
I think I've
allergic
seen
to
that at the
cosmo.
supermarket.
Mom got it for me. She sent it to me for Christmas.
If you are a divorce professional and want to join this lovely band of chaotic people, we have the best community in the world, and we are always looking for new experts to
Oh, I have something to say about that,
Yes,
which is that we're no longer doing ticketed events.
right.
We're done. We're done. It's too much. We would rather put our energy into free events. So if you are looking to come join our community and you want to, the State of Divorce was a ticketed event that was amazing. It talked all about what is trending right now in the divorce world as far as divorce professionals go, as far as what people need support
Marketing,
in. Marketing, that is only available if you're in the community from now on. So if you want all the good, you got to get in.
you got to get into for the good.
Got to
good.
get in. Mm-hmm.
Um,
Got to get in for the good.
we have a lot
I don't
of
know why
things.
you're laughing. That is a very corporate statement. You got to get in for the good.
I think I lose my mind. We have a lot of things on the horizon, so please follow. Also, didn't even mention
Oh, also.
on A Fresh Story, which this is what you're listening to right now. In case anybody doesn't know, maybe they just randomly started listening to this. Every day for the whole month of January, you are waking up fresh with one of us for 3 to 5 minutes. It's motivational, inspirational, aspirational, all the parationals, and we are really excited about it. It's a fun series, and we're actually going to turn that into a standalone podcast. Also, I'm working on that too.
I'm really excited.
You should see my screen. I have script. It's like a million things, and I started working on the divorce 30 days to divorce prep podcast. We have a lot of things happening here, and we're ready to book
audio. Olivia's audio. She likes audio.
I'm audio. I am all audio. Yeah. And writing. Okay. Well, we hope you have a wonderful weekend. We will be back next Friday. If you need us, you know where to find us.